Spider-Man Brand New Day, the worst Spider-Man ever. Oh god, this movie doesn't even have a trailer yet, and he's calling this the worst Spider-Man movie? Or that it's bad because it's the worst Spider-Man ever? Either way, the movie isn't even out yet, so what the hell's the matter with you?
So I thought that we were going to be in store for a more comic accurate, positive change with the up and coming Spider-Man Brand New Day. But I should have just stuck to my guns, because what we're getting is not comic accurate.
How do you know this? Is the movie out yet? Do we have a trailer? Can you see the future? Where are you getting this from?
And not only that, it's also filled with fake Punisher, feminist bitch, and maybe even a race swap of a classic character.
When you use language like maybe, that tells me you're not actually sure of what you're saying. Now that's no mystery to me, but it's your job to appear as if you know what you're talking about.
So I've talked a small bit about Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies before, and I'll just be honest, he's the worst Spider-Man and all of his movies are the worst Spider-Man movies. I really do hate The Amazing Spider-Man 1, and although Part 2 is a lot better, it still has its problems. But still, all that aside, the Andrew Garfield movies beat Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Because Tom Holland's Spider-Man is this squeaky voiced kid by some ugly bitch Zendaya.
So Tom is a bad Spider-Man because he realistically sounds like a kid, and you don't like how Zendaya looks? How does that even follow? His voice matches the age of his character, and your taste in women is irrelevant to whether the casting is good or not.
Who should not be playing Mary Jane Watson. And please don't come at me with that bullshit of she's not even playing MJ, she's playing Michelle Jones. Stop coping, you know what it is. They want to destroy the original characters and source material.
It's a new iteration. It can't destroy the source material. You can only destroy the source material by making a bad continuation of it.
So they make Spider-Man into a weak cock, and then they take Peter Parker's biggest love interest, Mary Jane Watson, and they turn her from a hot redhead into a race swap bitch who looks like an 11-year-old boy from the slums of Brazil.
If there was a term for ad hominem that applied to movie criticism, I'd probably be using it right now.
But even though all of those movies sucked, I was being positive about Brand New Day, which is a really crappy title, by the way.
But you didn't even give the movie a chance. You declared it's already bad without watching it. That is inherently bad faith.
But yeah, I was being hopeful. We're gonna get a Spider-Man movie that has him in the blue and red costume, and maybe he might be acting like the actual character of Spider-Man. And who knows, maybe that might be the case. I don't really care, because everything else in the movie sounds garbage. So you had the usual lies here. Spider-Man Brand New Day will be like a comic book brought to life. And yeah, the suit is probably the best Tom Holland suit and one of the best Spider-Man suits in the last few years. But by God, are people hyping this up? Like I'll show on screen right now, there were some leaked set photos and people were just losing their minds. I mean real cringe queers all over Twitter saying aura and this is gonna be peak, it's gonna be fire. Is it just me, or with these brand new superhero movies like Superman, Fantastic Four, Batman Part 2 and now this, there's a massive movement on the internet hyping this crap up and it all feels super fake.
You're literally saying a movie is bad before a trailer dropped. If anyone's forcing a narrative regarding this movie, it's you.
Like these people are being paid or something to make the movie sound amazing.
Oh, like how you're being paid to say it sounds terrible through YouTube's monetization.
And as I say all the time, Marvel and DC are basically dead. So I don't think it would be out of the picture to create a big load of fake hype around a movie. Like legitimately, calm the hell down.
You literally scream about movies that haven't even been released yet, and you're telling other people to calm down. The lack of self-awareness is astounding.
It's not that good. It's still Tom Holland, the gay, weak Brit underneath the costume.
So, he's insulting the actor for no reason, but it's the people who are excited for the movie who need to calm down.
Just because he's standing up in a crowd of people does not make it comic accurate, and by God, it does not make it good. Case in point, Florence Pugh's Yelena will reportedly star in, hold up, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. Why on God's green earth are we referring to her character as Florence Pugh's Yelena?
Because she plays the character. This also doesn't prove the movie is bad.
Florence Pugh is some 4 out of 10 bitch I don't give a crap about. I don't go to see a Spider-Man movie to see some bullshit character who should not be anywhere near Spider-Man.
Considering this is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I expect some characters within the universe to show up to varying degrees. We don't even know how involved she is. So why are you flipping out already?
You haven't even gotten the character of Peter Parker or Mary Jane Watson down properly, and now you're bringing in Florence Pugh's Yelena.
Spider-Man comics have involved heroes such as the Fantastic Four, Captain America, Iron Man, and so many more. You can work with the wider universe and build upon the main characters.
I don't know one thing about this character. I didn't watch Thunderbolts. It was a load of shit.
Guys, I didn't watch this movie, but it sucks anyway. Therefore, a character from that movie that I didn't watch will make this other movie I didn't watch bad. Yeah, good luck following that line of reasoning.
So sorry, but real comic book fans and fans of Spider-Man don't really give a crap about Yelena, some character who has nothing got to do with Spider-Man. And this is a very common issue with superhero movies and these big companies. They can't even get one character right, but yet they add in millions of characters into one movie.
Okay, then why don't you wait to see if this movie gets Spider-Man correct this time?
Like Avengers Endgame, you couldn't even get Iron Man correct, and now you're making a big epic movie.
They did get Iron Man correct in most of the MCU. What are you talking about?
And we already know that Hulk is going to be in this, which is another character that they just totally effed up.
Okay, maybe they'll do him justice this time. He was great in the first Avengers movie, so I don't see why they can't write him well again.
And the Punisher is a big one, but the worst portrayal of the character of all time is John Bernthal. Now, I won't get into this too much because YouTube does not really like it, but Frank Castle is Italian, and if you do your research, John Bernthal is not.
I truly couldn't care less. He acted out the character well. His character is well written in the Netflix era.
John Bernthal would be more suited to play, I don't know, The Thing. I'll just leave it at that. But all that aside, the dude just does not look like the Punisher at all. And newsflash to all these people who love the Punisher TV show and love his appearance in Daredevil, he doesn't act like the character either. Freaking out, having mental breakdowns and twitching like a retard is not the Punisher.
I'm not a huge Punisher reader, but based on his first appearance in The Amazing Spider-Man 129, he seems to be mentally unstable like in the Netflix show. When he learns he was being used by the Jackal, he has what you can call a mental breakdown, like what you might see in the Netflix show. You need to give specific examples to prove that the show poorly depicted the Punisher.
And unfortunately, he's gonna be in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And just take a look at the picture. The people are hyping this up, calling it comic accurate. I don't know what part of this is comic accurate.
Probably the giant skull on his chest that he's known for.
All I see is a retard with a shitty Punisher logo, a shitty beard, and a haircut that needs to come down out of the sky.
And I think there are a lot of disingenuous people online that just want to hate on the film. They don't want to make it better, right? They want to hate on it.
The Punisher is a vigilante. He's not the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Why the hell does he have a flat top? Actually, what am I saying? The Punisher in his own show as well had this massive curly afro for some reason. Why is it so hard to get the character's haircut?
Are we seriously complaining about the Punisher's haircut now?
Shave off the beard, create the proper costume from the comics with a trench coat, and dual wield 2 massive guns. He only did it like one time at the end of season 2. For the rest of it, he was doing his usual shtick, twitching and freaking out like a mental retard. If I was in charge of this movie, I would just reject him straight away. Nope, the Punisher does not have big curly afro hair. He doesn't have a beard. And he's got some handicap who freaks out every 5 seconds.
Since you keep dropping a tantrum over his haircut, I'm gonna drop a take that you're probably not gonna like. I actually prefer John's haircut over the one I've seen of him in the comics. Maybe it has changed over the years, but this was his debut that I read.
Just watch First Blood if you want to know what Frank Castle is. He's the same character as Rambo. He's a hero. He might be damaged and he might do some stuff that isn't exactly morally perfect, but he is a hero. And that's the end of the line with the Punisher. Anybody saying otherwise has not read the 80s and 90s comics.
So you consider Punisher heroic in the comics, but not the Netflix show. Okay, fine, whatever. Name me qualities that are unheroic that he has in the show that can't be applied to the comics. You haven't given any examples outside of saying that he twitches and yells.
And now onto a casting that could lead to a potential race swap. So some random black guy, I don't know who the hell he is, I don't really care, is playing a villain in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And people are theorizing, saying he could play Tombstone or the Prowler. And who knows, maybe that might happen. But knowing Marvel, they're gonna try to make it as woke as possible.
I like how this is your immediate reaction to a black actor being cast in an unspecified role.
And this retard on Twitter with 15,000 spastics liking this post just proved my point. But would this not be elite casting for Norman Osborn? No, it wouldn't. Norman Osborn is white. That guy is black. Do you have eyes or are you retarded? What the hell's going on?
Doesn't matter. If he does the job well, if he represents the character well, then he could fit the role. What's the issue?
15,000 likes as well. That really does tell you the truth. It just shows you the people out there who believe this kind of shit.
Thinking about Tramel Tillman getting a play with Norman Osborn, mainly Norman Osborn, but giving us little hints and teases at what his Goblin could be like is just some shit in my brain that is making me moist.
What?
If this guy's being cast as a black character, perfect. If he's Norman Osborn, then you're gonna lose a lot of fans. That cringe gay TV show, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, when you start making Norman Osborn and beloved classic Spider-Man characters black, gay, race-swapped, feminist, nobody likes it.
As someone who thinks the new Spider-Man show is bad, not only is Norman's race not an issue, but the vast majority doesn't care about this, because this is a stupid thing to fixate on.
It's why that show sucked, and it's why Tom Holland's Spider-Man has always sucked.
I mean, Tom Holland's Spider-Man didn't race swap Norman, so I don't know why you're bringing him into this.
And I just saw this tweet here. I don't know what on earth it even means, but it says that Tom Holland's second Spider-Man trilogy will be his last.
So you don't know what it means, but then proceed to recount exactly what those words mean.
Just hold on a second. I'm surprised that he even got a trilogy in the first place, when nobody ever liked this guy.
Really? Is that why people keep showing up to his movies in theaters? That's not to say that makes him a good Spider-Man, but rather to highlight that people do care about his Spider-Man. So what point do you think you're making?
But he might be getting a second trilogy. But who am I kidding? We all knew that this is what they were gonna do. Race swap beloved characters and just destroy and go against the source material. Everything that just came out about this movie has ruined it for me. I'm not gonna see it. I don't give a crap about it.
You haven't made a single valid criticism of this movie, because it's not possible to at this point. This movie isn't out yet.
And I don't think any real comic book fan will. Spider-Man is the classic character from the comics. He's not weak, he's not gay.
Why are you so obsessed with being gay? You keep mentioning it when it has no relevance.
If you're a real fan of the character, then you already know that from reading the classic Steve Ditko run where Spider-Man is this commie-punching badass. The closest we ever got to the classic Spider-Man depicted on screen was Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. And why was that? Because there was actually respect for the comics. Because the people in the movie looked like the characters.
So, all you care about are superficial qualities. You just want it to look the same on the surface, even though it's not exactly the same. Flash Thompson has completely different hair in the movie, but I don't see you mentioning that. Or the fact that Norman and Harry have different hair than in the comics. It's really interesting that you're more fixated on skin color.
And because Sam Raimi is a legendary director that made horror masterpieces and knew how to make a movie. Who is directing any of this new garbage? Whoever it is, screw your Spider-Man movie, it's gay and retarded.
You don't even know the director and his work, yet you're assuming he sucks from the jump?
So if you agree with anything I said in this video, and if you're a real fan of Spider-Man, do let me know and maybe consider subscribing.
I'm very confident in saying that you're a fake Spider-Man fan, since you claim to care so much about hairstyles, yet missed the obvious differences in hair amongst the Osborns.
And if you got a problem with anything I said, go complain to your boyfriend.
That's a cute insult. Did your husband write it for you? This guy is clearly the gift that keeps on giving. Although he's completely insane, he's really entertaining to dissect. With that said, that's all for now. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and let me know your thoughts below. I'll see you later. Goodbye.